This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in places that could expose you to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity is stolen, their US-based restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed or your money back. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
Entertaining and informative.
This is Sid and Friends in the Morning.
77 WABC.
Bad Company, Paul Rogers. A lot of people think this guy, top 3 rock and roll singing voices ever. He's pretty good. What do you think, Lou? Is that
no way.
Not that high.
No.
Yeah, Paul Rogers' name gets mentioned all the time.
It's right ahead of Dobie Gillis. No
who doesn't exist.
No. I've already got one, Freddie Mercury. He's one.
Oh, I totally agree.
Okay. So
I think Bono, too, no?
Okay, you could say Bono.
Yeah. Dylan?
No, sure.
No. How old is Paul Rogers today?
75.
75, all right. Yes. Roger Stone is on this station 3 hours every Sunday. He does a great job. Before I get to Roger, I reached out for Lou Savello. Lou is the PBA president in Suffolk County. And again, about 1,000 people will be in Holbrook, Long Island tonight, and they're going to honor me. I'm really humbled. Lifetime Achievement Award for my loyalty and support for the police. And as I put on my social media this morning, I have undying loyalty to President Trump, Israel, and the cops. I mean, obviously my family comes first, but President Trump, Israel, and the cops know it. And they've honored me just about everywhere. So tonight is a very, very big deal. So, Lou, I'm looking forward to seeing you and Eddie Romaine, and Ray Tierney, and all those lovely Long Island people. Roger Stone. Roger, welcome back, buddy. How are you?
Sid, great to be with you as always.
Great to have you, too. So today there's a column in the New York Times that talks about Mayor Eric Adams and President Trump getting very, very cozy. The column starts, and I bring it up every time because the first 2 words in the column are Sid Rosenberg in the New York Times. And the writer, Dana Rubenstein, actually treated me with class and respect in the New York Times, which is pretty amazing. But I complain in the article that while I understand this whole DOJ kindred spirit thing, that I wish the president would calm down just a little because Eric Adams is partly to blame, if not largely to blame, for where this city is. He was supposed to fix it after Bill de Blasio, and he has not fixed it. In fact, in some cases, he's made it worse. So, to be honest, this whole Trump-Adams love affair is kind of annoying me a little bit. You know what I'm saying, Roger?
Well, I'm with you on that because I'm not sure, and I love the president, but I'm not sure that he really understands that Eric Adams is not being prosecuted because of his position on open borders, because he is a supporter of open borders, that he ran for mayor of New York as an advocate for New York being a sanctuary city, that he said repeatedly that illegals were welcome in New York. And as you know, he put homeless shelters in some of the most stable working class neighborhoods in the city of New York, including putting a migrant shelter next to a Catholic girls' school in Staten Island. This idea that he is being persecuted or prosecuted and is political because he questioned Joe Biden's open borders policy is just simply false. But worse, a lot of people think that the charges against the mayor are trivial.
If you heard our mutual friend, President Trump, yesterday, he needs to read more. I'll tell him that right to his face. He keeps talking about these airplane upcharges. No. Mr. President, as far as I know, and maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong here, it's not about airplane tickets. It's about taking money for his campaign from all these countries. Is that not the case?
That is absolutely true. And it's even worse than that because there is a quid pro quo. The mayor is charged with taking $100,000 from Turkey. That is illegal. Then giving it to straw donors, that is illegal. Then laundering it through the campaign's 8-to-1 campaign finance matching fund. In return, he allowed the Turks to inhabit a building that had no occupancy permit. Quid pro quo. That's a serious, serious crime. This is not getting upgraded from coach to first class and getting an extra Bloody Mary.
Right. That's funny. I want to play this for you because in this Times article today, they do quote a piece of my interview last week. You know, I'm very close with Lara, the president's daughter-in-law. She's on the show just about every week. So I talked to her last week about this situation, Trump and her father-in-law. Take a listen, Roger, and tell me what you think. This is me and Lara Trump last week. He can't be happy with what's going on in New York City. The crime, the filth, the dirt, the illegals. Yet, almost every day in the news, we hear in New York about this blossoming relationship between your father-in-law and the mayor, who I must say I don't dislike, but is certainly partly responsible for the issues in this city. And Trump supporters in New York don't understand. They understand the kindred spirit, the DOJ going after both of them, blah, blah, blah. But they're a little worried that your father-in-law is giving the mayor too much time when, in fact, he's partly at fault for destroying this city. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, but don't we want to see the right things happen, Sid? Don't we want the greatest city on the face of the earth to come back?
Yes.
I can tell you no one wants that more than Donald Trump himself. And maybe it means he has a great relationship with Eric Adams, and maybe it means that they assist one another in bringing back, New York City and what it once was and what it still can be. And I think that it's a great thing. You had Joe and Mika from Morning Joe show up at Mar-a-Lago. Who would have ever thought we would see that day? Right. But Donald Trump himself said, listen, I give people second chances. I give them third chances. If you want to do the right thing, even if it just started today, then he wants you on his team. He wants to make sure that he puts you in a position to do the right thing. And maybe it's that Eric Adams just needed a little bit of extra support. I would love to see New York City come back. Donald Trump would love to see New York City come back. And, yeah, I do think they have some similarities in maybe some lawfare type activity that they can commiserate on. But it's more than that. It's that I think he knows that this is a man who maybe in Eric Adams got into politics, didn't know exactly how to operate things. Now he wants to do the right thing, and it's never too late to do the right thing. And Donald Trump wants to be there to support him. All
right. According to Lara Trump, never too late to do the right thing. Your thoughts, Roger Stone?
I love Lara Trump. I don't think she's read the indictment. By the way, the idea that Eric Adams is suddenly concerned about the treatment of the January 6th detainees, and he woke up last week and he doesn't think it's good when the FBI harasses parents who go to school board meetings because they're concerned about their children's curriculum. Eric, where were you when these things were happening? Why didn't you say anything at the time they were happening? It's pandering of the worst type. And now he says he wants to go to the inaugural. He's a suck-up artist. He's looking for a pardon. The charges against him are extraordinarily serious. Now, look, Sid, in our country, everyone is innocent until proven guilty. But when everybody around you and everybody around them and everyone around them has been criminally indicted, there's something wrong.
Yeah, Ingrid Lewis-Martin, I had her attorney, Arthur Aidala, one of your favorites on this show earlier today. So it does beg the question. President Trump was asked yesterday about a potential pardon. He said, yeah, I'll do it. Now, he also said, to his credit, President Trump, I really haven't read everything. I don't know exactly what's going on because, again, that's clear because he keeps talking about airplane upgrades. So he clearly hasn't read everything, but it does seem like the president is ready, willing, and able to pardon Eric Adams. But guys like you and Sal Greco have told me for the longest time he's not going to do it.
Well, he said he'd consider it, so it's not a done deal in my mind. I watched it twice to be very careful. And in the meantime, Trump, he always gets something when he wants something. He gets the cooperation of the mayor, which the mayor of Chicago and the mayor of Denver are not agreeing to when it comes to deporting dangerous criminal illegals.
Yeah.
So Eric is playing the game, but I think anyone can see through this. The president clearly hasn't made a decision. He said he would consider it.
Yep.
I intend to speak to him about it. I've sent him some material. Simply needs to read the indictment. It is pretty overwhelming. It's pretty powerful.
Joe Abu checks in, the greatest men's designer of all time, and a dear friend. He said this guy went, Adams, from being the Biden of Brooklyn to the Trump of Tribeca. That's hilarious. We'll double team him. What we'll do, Roger, I'm coming down to Florida next week, and I'll be at Mar-a-Lago the 28th. So you and I will walk up to the president and say, Mr. President, these are the real facts. We understand you're not here all the time. You're in Palm Beach, you're at Mar-a-Lago, you're in Paradise, the Trump Tower, wherever every once in a while. You're not here every day. Let me tell you what's really going on. But let's move on to the this drone stuff. I know you're not seeing drones in Fort Lauderdale, but they're everywhere up here. Are you up on all this stuff? Because Gordon Shine was on my show yesterday, and he's pretty convinced that it's Iran or one of these countries, and that somehow some radioactive material is out there somewhere, gamma rays, and these drones are sniffing for radiation. Your thoughts?
First of all, Gordon's a great guy. He's a great guest. Been on my show. Very knowledgeable. I think a couple things. First of all, the idea that they're trying to tell us, there are thousands of drones registered with the FAA. Based on many, many sightings, these are not some small hobbyist drone. These are the size of a car or an SUV. Secondarily, I think it is becoming increasingly likely, based on a bunch of military guys that I know and trust, that they are in fact searching for nuclear material that went missing. Somewhere in the northeastern United States, most likely, there is evidently nuclear material that is going missing, and these drones are able to detect it. The real sad thing here, Sid, is that our government tells us nothing. That they just pretend like, we don't know, we have no idea, which I think leads to panic and concern among the people. Just tell us the truth. You saw President Trump in his press conference. He said they know. The military knows. Yep. Our government knows. They're just not telling us. It's time for people to hear the truth.
Agreed. And shoot these things down. I don't care if they're ours. Just shoot them down. At this point, it's ridiculous because it's causing all this anxiety, fear, aggravation, and all, like you said, tell us the truth. Well, listen, we got to wrap this up, but I have to tell you that you became a regular on this show over the last couple of months, and this is our last week in 2024 after Friday, Roger. The show was taking an extended vacation until early January of 2025, so we want to thank you for being a valued guest and a dear friend and a great job in 2024. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and a lot more great conversations between you and I coming up in 2025. Thank you so much.
Sid, there is no stronger friend of Israel, no stronger friend of America, no stronger friend of Donald Trump than you. I'm always proud to be with you.
Me too. Thank you. That's very kind of you to say. You are as well, example of all those things too. Three things too. God bless you, buddy. Happy holidays.
Thank you, my friend.
My friend Roger Stone right there.